Hey everybody, Happy New Year. 2026, the first Done Talks of 2026. You know, I travel all over the country and I meet a lot of different people, airports, Uber, hotels, events, you name it, on airplanes, you name it, I meet all different types of people. But the one thing I've discovered through the years is that people make judgment decisions about how you look. So, if they see this first, which people say, well, I don't see color. Bullshit, they see color. If they make a judgment decision based on this, then guess what? Until they get to know you, you've got to debunk what they already think about you. Now, some of you may not care what people think, but leaving a good first impression is always important. So, part of my Done Talks, next couple of posts here are about what you wear, how you want people to perceive you, even if it isn't true, but it cuts through this. So if you're a minority, woman, or any ethnic group, and you're dealing with people that have a stereotype or potential stereotype that you don't know about, you can change those perceptions based on what you wear, what you advertise, how you speak, how you look. So think about your appearance. And I'm talking all. It doesn't have to be a minority. It can be white folks. Because you dress a certain way, you look a certain way, people have preconceived notions about who you are, right? So here goes. When I travel, 95% of the time, I'm wearing a logo, unless I'm with my wife. She can't stand that I do that. But when people see a logo or some type of moniker or brand, they might think you're affiliated with that brand. And by them thinking you're affiliated, it strikes up conversation. I can't tell you how many times sitting on an airplane, usually in first class, that somebody, if I'm wearing a NFL logo of any type, someone will ask me, so when did you play for Washington? So I've worked for 4 years. Professional Fighters League, the MMA fights on ESPN. So if I wear this hoodie and I'm traveling, people think one of two things. Either I'm a former fighter or I'm affiliated with the organization. It strikes up a conversation, all for one reason, because I'm wearing someone's logo. Now, if I'm traveling to a specific city or state and I want to get people's attention, they'll think I'm either from Ohio or Bobcats, played football or went to Ohio University. 9 times out of 10, that's the conversation. Someone from Ohio will approach me, or someone who follows the Bobcats or had a son, daughter, or they used to play for the Ohio University Bobcats. So again, a conversation starter. Usually it helps them get past what they see in terms of this. They see this and they see this, and we start a conversation. And because I consider myself a worldly person, all types of experiences, when someone sees a logo like this on a black person, there's an assumption. Racing, IMSA racing, that's sports cars. It immediately strikes up a conversation with a person that normally probably would not approach me. All because of what I'm wearing. Now, I'm not a hockey fan, and anybody that knows me knows that. Nashville Predators. I didn't know or don't know still anything about hockey. The only reason why I have this jersey is because PK Subban, a black man, played goalie for the Nashville team. And a very good friend of mine, when I was in Nashville, took me to a game and made me buy the damn jersey. This ain't a cheap one either. The only jersey that I've ever owned for hockey, and I still have it, even though PK has retired. But many black folk aren't into hockey. Maybe that's a stereotype. I don't know. But still, I know I'm not. And I'm not a big fan. The only time I watch is during the Stanley Cup. And again, I've covered the sport twice in my entire career. That's it. So when someone sees me wearing this and they want to start a hockey conversation, it's not that I'm going to talk about hockey. I'm going to talk about the fact that I don't follow hockey and how I ended up getting this jersey from a PK Subban person who is tied to the Nashville Predators. You see, conversation that gets created based on what I'm wearing. And with the NASCAR season starting, racing, Bubba Wallace, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin, all of the activity that's going on in NASCAR, you want to strike up a conversation? Wear this out and about, in Daytona, in an airport, anywhere, and see the type of conversation. Again, NASCAR, black guy. Even the rednecks are going to have a conversation with you. When I travel internationally, I love wearing this jacket. Do you know anything about this country? Ireland, Gaelic football champions. So again, people assume that I either played ball in Ireland or I'm a coach for an Irish team. Nonetheless, a conversation often gets started because I'm wearing this, and people that have been to Ireland know about Gaelic football and they know who the champions are and were at that time. Again, what you wear takes away from what they see and strikes up conversation so they get to know who you are for real. Golf. I play golf. I'm not a very good golfer, 18 handicap, but I play golf. I own Callaway golf clubs. I know many of the Callaway sponsored golfers. When I'm traveling, a lot of people are traveling to go to resorts to play golf. If I wear this, there's an assumption that's what I'm going to do as well. Or I'm tied to the PGA Tour. So again, clothing gets conversation started. When I'm in one of those moods and really want to mess with people, this is my attire. Usually during the month of February. But the cheerful time is during the month of December for Kwanzaa. But FO. My daughter's a graduate of UCF. My wife worked for UCF for 25 years, and I've done some adjunct professor work at UCF. I have a shirt and hat from over 75 different colleges and universities around the country. So whenever I travel to do a game for anyone, ESPN, CBS, NBC, ABC, whatever network it is, I'm usually wearing a college shirt of that city and that team that I'm going to. Usually strikes up a conversation all the time. So if you're going to do that, you better make sure you know a little bit about that team so that you can have an intelligent conversation. Soccer, men and women's, living in Florida, covering Apple TV soccer for the Lions and the Pride, both Orlando teams. But this is an international team, but it is soccer. Excuse me, it's football, soccer style. What would it be like if I didn't promote my own merch? CM, Coco Mungo, the Mandarin logo, created by my brother when he was the fashion merchandise manager at Bloomingdale's in New York. So I wear my own merch, which definitely strikes up conversation because people see it and they want to know, I've not seen that, or where can I buy that? Opportunity to promote your website, promote your social media, promote the history, and talk about your own merch. So if you have your own merch, wear it. And of course, finally, if I want to be a generic businessman and just wear my favorite tie of my favorite team and the jewelry to match, you can do that as well. Still, you'll strike up a conversation, but it'll be at a different level because of how you're dressed. Because now, by wearing this and having this on, what do you think people think? I'm part of the front office of the Washington Commanders. Washington Redskins, because they are going to go back to that name pretty soon. So there you have it. A different shirt, a different outfit, a different tie, a different suit, a different hat for what you want people to see. Let your appearance dictate who you are. There you have it. Done Talks, the first for 2026. A new way, or I should say a different way, because I've been doing it all my career, all my life, when I discovered how I was being perceived by people. So I wanted to change that perception, and I did it through clothing, through appearance, how I dress, what I look like. I can't get past this skin color. I don't want to. I'm proud to be a Black American. But some people still have a prejudice against ethnic groups. And I'm not even going to call it racist, folks. It's a prejudice first. The racist only comes in after they speak. Prejudice starts just on appearance alone. So I give them something so that they might get past it and at least strike up a conversation with me when normally they probably wouldn't be speaking to me. Now, I'm a very open person. If you know who I am, I'll start the damn conversation without them starting it first. But I'm also perceptive enough to know when people are uncomfortable around me. Now, it's not our jobs to make people comfortable in your space, but that's what I do to avoid conflict and to avoid problems with all the travel, all the engagement, all the business, and all the things that I do in my career, in my life, in my Christian walk, and in my existence as a human being and a man.